the time is starting when people start to speak, yes.
Yeah.
But you didn't answer her question. She still gets to finish the story, right?
Oh, yeah. Like,
But Maria, you've practiced and you're not in that. You're going to be fine.
Yeah, we're not just going to mute you.
We're not going to just mute you. That would be absurd.
That
your
would be
theoretical question is nice, but practically speaking, you're going to crush this, so it doesn't matter.
Let us all focus on being 99 or under. Yeah. All right. Our first storyteller this evening. I apologize a little bit. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. I just picked it.
blame the universe.
Son of a bitch, my boy up in Mass, Kurt Mullen. Unmute yourself. Take your time. Somebody's got to go first, man. Sometimes the best need to go first. Right?
Oh, wow.
I know, brother.
Okay, so I'm trying. No, I love number one. I'm trying to find it so I can make the screen big. Forget it.
Hang on. Here's what I'm going to do.
I have no idea if the story's begun or not.
I just
Oh, good.
spotlighted you, so take your time.
Okay. What did you say, Addy?
Because I have no idea if the story's begun or not, but
Okay.
I'm assuming no.
Here we go. So my brother-in-law, Kenny, can really cook. And the dinner table is full of all the stuff he made, including warm moose pie. But the dog's barking, and Kenny can't ignore it. And he runs out of the house, and I follow him out there trying to be a good guest. And out there, we see his dog, which is a little Jack Russell Terrier named Kenai. He's like 21 or 22 years old, and he's in the fight of his life. He's on a rope, and across the sapling from him is a moose. And Kenai's been so wound up, he's run around the tree like 30 times. There's only this much rope left. And Kenny and I run back in the house, past his wife and his young son, Connor, and they're both crying because they've seen what's going on. And we go to the dinner table and grab some stuff, and then we're back up in the steps in the darkness. And Kenny starts unloading with the heavy artillery, like the serving spoon and the forks. And the moose doesn't move, which is really scary because the moose is now getting closer to Kenai, and Kenai is trying to get out of his little collar to save his life. And I'm like, what are we about to see? What are we about to see? And so I throw what's in my hand, which is a bunch of chicken bones that float through the cold air. And some of them actually hit the moose and spook him. And he disappears into the night for good. And when it's safe, we go down and we untie Kenai and bring him into the house. And we go back upstairs and we enjoy our warm moose pie. Yeah, I totally forgot to say we're in Alaska.
You just did, Kurt.
Oh, we assume.
Got it?
I think that was even intentional. What you forgot to say added a sort of
Like, is that in Massachusetts?
a postscript feel to it. That was Kurt Mullen. Kurt lives in Massachusetts, near the New Hampshire border. If you're wondering, just. We're gonna get it.
Feel free to give your exact address, Kurt, right here.
Okay.
He's made it publicly known that he's in Newburyport, and he's not ashamed of that area, and nor should he be. It's a beautiful part of the country. He's a talented man. He's a storyteller. He's a teacher. He's a husband. He owns a dog. He does many good things. At the break, we'll talk to our storytellers a little bit more, but let us move along. Addy, now it's worth noting, I didn't hear that sound, which means Kurt didn't go over 99. Am I right?
You are right.
Okay, great. Our second storyteller this evening is, I believe, in Texas. Her first name is Ruth. Let me spotlight you, Ruth. Where are you? There you are. Take your time. Cool.
This isn't supposed to be like this, I kept thinking to myself as I was in a dark supply closet at 2 a.m. in the worst pain of my life. You see, I'd gone earlier in the day for my 36-week routine OB appointment, and the baby's heart tones were not reassuring. So here I am on labor and delivery. I've got an IV infusion of Pitocin, which is the hormone that makes the contractions stronger and more painful and more effective. And we're in a dark supply closet because apparently it's a very popular night to have a baby at this hospital. And there are no rooms, let alone suites. And my husband is shoving a water bottle into the small of my back, trying to get me some relief. And the nurse says she's paged the anesthesia resident again. And after what feels like a lifetime, the doctor comes in rubbing her eyes and saying, I was asleep and I didn't hear my pager. and a voice came from within me I did not recognize that said, "Don't you ever tell a woman in labor that again, because I have been telling myself that you are saving someone's life, and don't you dare take away the meaning of my pain." At which time she turned the lights on and found the puddle on the floor of pain medicine leaking from the end.
Boom.
Shakalaka.
Sometimes it's hard to know. Yeah, nice job, Ruth. In Texas, right?
Well, the baby was born at UCLA, but I'm in Texas.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
That baby is 19 years old. So
Okay.
I survived with meaningful pain.
All right, cool. So this is a great start. 2 solid stories. Not surprising. Great storytellers. Massachusetts, Texas. I like the fact that we have tellers all over the country. Next time we should try to do something international. That would be a great goal, to get people from all over the world.
I'm from Canada. You're there already.
Oh my God, I knew someone was going to say that.
Addie, you must mute all tellers while I'm talking. No one can ever interrupt. We know that's a rule, right? Mute her.
Or at least
Get
the
rid of her!
Canadians. At least the Canadians.
Canadians should show a little bit more deference here, don't you think? I
That's
mean,
nice, eh?
all things being equal. All things being equal. No, you know I'm playing. All right, here we go. Storyteller
we love
number
you,
3. Now, a reminder to all tellers who aren't telling, aren't one of those 9, and our audience, after the 9th storyteller, you were going to send 2 names to Mary D, a.k.a. the hostess queen. Just 2 names. Those 2 names will be your favorite tellers. Cool. Great. I think it's going to be really hard.
I do too.
Given how we've started,
Mhm.
I think it's going to be very challenging.
This is a fierce group.
All right. I should probably just, yep, here we go. Number 3, I believe he's here. I want to find him, is Kyle. Kyle, where are you? Is there no Kyle? Unmute yourself, Kyle. All right.
Going once.
Gone. Now, if he comes back, if he's late, he still gets the tell. That's how we do things here. We're inclusive, right? Are we? Pretty, yeah.
Yes.
But for now, let us go on. I'll message him, see if he's okay. If something happened.
Possible.
Our next storyteller, taking the number 3 spot away from Kyle, is in Minnesota, Mr. Howard Lieberman. Howard, let me spotlight you. Where are you, you handsome man?
Oh my God.
Did that
Is
just
it a
get awkward?
background photo or is it really him?
Did that just get awkward? All right, Howard, whenever you're ready, take your time, man.
The rhythmic rise and fall of powerful male buttocks is mesmerizing as I stand in the doorway of my bedroom. Our bedroom on the Upper West Side of New York. That beautiful male butt is rising and falling onto and into my wife, Deborah J. Stivile. I should scream, or I should cry, or I should grab the lamp on the end table and pummel them to bloody pulp. But I don't. I grab my favorite fluffy down pillow and our brown and white striped down comforter that they've thrown onto the floor. And I slam the door on the way out as I walk over to Ellen's apartment on Broadway, vowing never to speak to Deborah Stivile again, ever. And I don't. And she begins to fade, like a bad winter cold. It fades, and eventually she just fades away until last November, when I found out that she died of cervical cancer about 6 months before. If I'd have known she was dying, I might have called Stivile to say goodbye. But I didn't, and I never will. Thank you.
Boom. Howard Lieberman in Minnesota was bringing heart. That's like my DJ thing I just did there. Great job, man. Howard often, as a backdrop, has the moon. And again this evening, I believe that's the moon. I don't know a lot about our system, the planets. Howard, would you please confirm, because it's going to get awkward, is that indeed the moon or not? Yep. Howard, unmute yourself and tell me if it's the damn moon or not.
It's whatever you believe it is.
No, it's actually a real specific thing, and it has a name. It's not.
Sean, reach into your soul.
But Howard, I don't get to manifest what is a planet or a moon. It's okay. That was perfect. Whoever muted him that timing was absolutely perfect.
Did you move me?
No, it was like I just manifested something apparently, and it worked.
I tried to say, look out your fucking window. That's
yes.
the moon. All right.
Yeah. But I believe that if I'm in North Carolina, it's probably not the same moon. Let's move on. Okay. Great job. After this part one, I'm going to put the names in a hat because that seems to be a more standard and easier way to do things, and you just take the name out of the hat. But I'm going to continue shuffling this way. Addie, can you give me a thumbs up and let me know that you are good? Timing is going well?
Swimmingly.
Good. And Mary, how are you doing on your end with the story summarizing?
I am taking notes like a banshee.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Just checking in. 3 great storytellers.
No, banshee, Mary?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just not screaming out loud.
I knew there would be a moment or two when Addie would have to just insert, and that's one of them. And it was great.
He's brilliant.
He's good at that. It's sort of an improv-y. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Improv.
Don't try to get me to stop reading off of a page, Sean.
Never. Our 4th storyteller this evening, I hope Kyle is okay, is going to be number 4. By the way, see what I did there with the whole surprise thing? I'm dragging this out. Now, some of you are probably like, just say the fucking name. But I think, oh, this is a surprise. I'm going to, right? Drop the F-bomb on a Facebook Live. That's fine. It's a branding thing.
You're going to lose them, darling. Pick a name.
Yeah.
Something about stakes.
When your own people are turning on you, you know. Chandreyee, and I apologize if that name isn't pronounced correctly. You'll correct me after your story if you want.
Okay, I'll do that.
In Massachusetts, I believe, break a leg.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah. Okay.
Why not?
I need it. Go ahead.
All right. So when my son was 3, my husband and I took him to a Jethro Tull concert, and it was going really well until he announced, "I have to go potty." But of course, he didn't announce, he yelled, because toddlers come with only the 2 volume settings, mumble, 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 and scream. But it went okay. Went to the ladies' room, found him an empty stall, and started helping him, which really means aiming. But he chose exactly that moment to decide that he was a big boy now, and he screamed, "Don't touch my body!" Now, I wasn't fazed by the words. I know daycare teaches kids that for safety, but he was potty training, and if I didn't want the walls to get sprayed, I had to help. And the thing is, I could hear other people in the restroom now who could not see us, but they could hear every word and the things my child chose to say. He said, "No, please, don't touch me. Oh, I don't like it when you do that." And all these horrible things, and not once did he use the word mama. After what seemed like an eternity, he got done and he bounced out of the stall, humming happily, because toddlers also come with only 2 mood settings. They're either ecstatic or they're devastated. And I followed after him. I came out of the stall to see a barricade of grim-faced women. I swear one of them was punching numbers on their phone. I think she might have been calling the cops, but we all froze, looked at each other, and I was the first to find my voice, and I used it to say, "I swear this is my child, but after this, you guys take him." Finished.
Boom. I think what I have to say was someone out there, and I may be part of it, a small part, is elevating this craft of 90 to 100-second storytelling because it's getting better and better. You guys are really crushing it. I wanted to also say that everyone, from my point of view here, is getting better looking. That's a stretch, though.
That's strictly brandy related.
Brandy goggles?
It's a bit of a stretch. You've already started out being very attractive, but clearly and we have like half of the tellers here this evening are new, at least to like this thing here with me. Doesn't mean they're totally new at all. So there was a little part of me that was thinking, some newbies, they're not going to know what they're doing. And I have been humbled. I am wrong.
Sean, I just want to say you underestimate the power of a good drink.
Yeah, that helps too. Yeah, I think anybody who knows me knows that I can appreciate what you're saying. All right, our fifth storyteller. I'm doing the shuffle thing. She is anxious. She is ready. I believe she's in Chicago. Maria. Maria, I'm going to spotlight you and take it away whenever you're ready. Take your time.
Your gums are receding at a normal rate. You're fine. I walk out of the dentist's office. My gums are receding. I'm in the car. I'm 32 years old. I'm at home in the mirror. My clock is ticking. I pick up the phone. If I drive to Florida, will you sleep with me so I can have a baby? I know that we can do it. Will your girlfriend go for it? Can you explain to her who we are to each other, how I'm not a threat? Can we do this? Our breath synchronizes over the phone. I'd be honored, he said. Of course I still love him. It doesn't go away, it just changes. I say to Mary, my lover of 3 years, he's not a threat to us. Look, I'm not a turkey baster woman. I'm not a sperm bank woman. It's love, conceived in love, or it's a no-go for me. Can we do this? He opens the door and we hug each other. We fall to the floor, laughing and wrestling like brothers. We take a walk on the beach. He gives me a shark tooth. We sit down, we talk, we touch. We draw pictures in the sand. We are electric. Waves of emotion go through us. Waves of feeling go through me. I feel more powerful than I've ever felt in the world, and I start to cry. He wipes a tear from my eye. The waves wash the pictures away in the sand. They're not for now. They're not for this time. We both know. We understand. A gentle kiss. I get in the car. I drive home, completely at peace. Thank you.
Boom. Maria in Illinois. There's something about me wanting to know where people are, so I say that a lot. Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Elevating the craft. It's just, you're witnessing that. It's nice to witness that.
Absolutely.
Feel free, by the way, to do what some people are doing, and you could put in comments in the chat like some people are doing so that the storytellers get a little love. It's been my experience that when they're only getting love from me, it gets awkward and it creates problems sometimes. So if we get more people joining in, it just feels more, I don't know. All right, our sixth storyteller. We're only going to have 8 because Kyle is not here. So we'll put him on the second part if he comes, but for now it's going to be 8 and 8, clean split. Next storyteller. I believe she is in Canada. Her name is Erin. Unmute yourself. Let me spotlight you and take your time. Represent an entire country. Go.
No press. So it's a few years ago and it's February. And as has been said, I am in Toronto, Canada, and there is no more February than in Toronto, Canada. And it's a gray day and my head is gray and my heart is gray. So I go for a walk and I'm walking along feeling sorry for myself. And then I see him at a distance. He is the most beautiful man I have ever seen. He has a beautiful sweater. I repeat, I'm in Canada. That's a big deal. He has a beautiful sweater. He has ice blue eyes that I can even see from a distance. He has a man bun, and it is somehow not insufferable. And as someone who is primarily a lesbian, the fact that I notice him at all is a miracle. Like, I'm bisexual. Men are fine. Men to me are like porcelain dolls. They're fine as long as they're not staring at me with their creepy, creepy eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But I see him, and not only does he have perfect posture like an angel, he is being followed by 3 cats. And as I repeat, as primarily a lesbian, that is a dream date. And before I can stop myself, something pops out of my mouth, and it is, "Hi, I guess you're really popular with cats." Oh, God. But he answers me in a voice that matches his beautiful ice blue eyes. And he looks at me and he says, "No, I'm just popular with the first cat. He's popular with the other 2 cats." And I think sometimes maybe that's all you need, is just to be popular with the first cat. And so, folks, for all of you in the audience, let me be your first cat. Thank you.
Good job, Erin, in Canada. I think I responded to something in your story and absolutely thought I was muted and wasn't. Just saying. So I just don't know.
You sounded like you were at church. You were like,
Okay. Because I'm allowed to respond to stories. I certainly don't want to do anything that sways people, not that I have so much influence.
You're an emotional man. And
I'm
that's okay.
very, right? And so if I'm responding to a story, yeah.
You wield power, my friend. You wield power.
Right.
I wield, yeah. Oh, tons.
Tons.
You got to his cockles, Erin.
Okay, Addy. Yep. Edible Addy, there he is. Always, you never know. He's just going to sneak on up and boom, and there he is.
In the chat, in real life, who knows?
Yeah. All right. Our 7th of 8. Yeah, go ahead, Addy. 7th of 8 storyteller this evening. And after the 8th, we're going to do some voting. Before that, though, Mary D will give you a little summary so you remember. Remember Kurt's story? Feels like ages ago. He's one of them. Callie Claire. Now, if you've been paying attention, you know who the 8th teller is. You know you. Callie Claire in California. I'm going to find you. I'm going to spotlight you. And then I'm going to shut up. Where are you?
I'm here.
There you are. Cool. Take your time. You're spotlighted. We love you.
It's Valentine's Day, and I'm spending ages getting ready for my date. I'm showering, I'm shaving, I'm wearing a skirt. I never wear skirts. Expensive perfume. Now, none of this is unusual, except that my date is on Skype. And it's 2006, and webcams are fuzzy at best. I've reunited with my English high school boyfriend, and we haven't seen each other for 30 years, and I found he's living in California. But I'm really excited and looking forward to my date, and and when the orange Skype bar comes on, I jump up, but unfortunately, after the first 5 minutes, it's clear that Bug is busy with work and not listening to anything I have to say. We end the call and I run upstairs, tearing off my clothes and feeling like a total idiot. The next evening, I'm hurt and rejected. And so when that orange Skype bar comes up, I choose to ignore it. As I do the next 10, 15 messages, each increasingly desperate. Finally, after 2 hours, I crack. I turn my webcam and there is Bug in his freezing cold garage wearing this Cat in the Hat Dr. Seuss tie and absolutely nothing else. Apparently he'd been standing there for 2 hours praying that his kids didn't come home from school. It was the strangest, funniest and most romantic gesture anybody's ever done for me. So I married him. Thank you.
Oh, you little sly dog. She married him.
It's a good ending. It's a strong ending.
Do not influence the voters. You know how I feel about that.
Yes, influence the voters.
When we do that and we influence voters, I would like to conference with Claire, perhaps at the break or afterwards. She clearly understands love in a way that I do not. I'm single. And I want, maybe we should conference and you can give me some thoughts on what I'm doing wrong virtually. You have this shit really figured out. All right. So
you can send out a survey as well for you.
Yes.
Sounds like you need to buy a cat in a hat tie. I mean, that's.
I'm just waiting. Here we go. Because I'm going to absorb it all in. Give me what you got. Now, only 2 storytellers this evening will know before they're telling that they're telling. The 8th one of part 1, and then we're going to vote after this. Joining us also from California. That's 2 in a row from California, which is a really weird coincidence. Elena-Beth. Elena-Beth, let me spotlight you. And then, of course, you're going to unmute yourself.
I did, didn't I? Yes.
Where is Elena-Beth? There you are. Cool. Take your time.
During college, New York City winter night, I was floating because I had just been to a spiritual sing-along, didn't want to go home, stopped at a little out-of-the-way place to see if friends were there. The door was locked. I heard somebody say, "You got the time?" And I looked down. And the next thing I knew, there was an arm across my neck. I felt something cold and hard in between my shoulder blades. I was being dragged off balance into an alleyway, and I heard, "I don't want to have to kill you." $21 was all the money that I had in the world. I was giving it to him. I was crying, but I was saying, I know God will protect me. God, there is no fucking God. If there were a God, I would have been able to have presents, Christmas presents for my daughter. I had to make a doll. But that's beautiful. And I was crying, and he was saying, "Stop crying." And then he was giving me $6 back, and I was saying, "Do you want to say prayers with me?" And he said, "Yes." And we walked to a bench in the snow and said prayers. And I said, "Do you want the prayer book?" He said, "Yes." And he was gone. At home, I told my doorman. He gave me $5. I told my roommate. She said, "I just bought a prayer book here." I was only out $10. And in the morning at an interfaith service, I sat next to my Sikh friend who knew nothing about this. And he said, "I want to give you this." And there was $10.
Elena-Beth, California, always with an interesting backdrop as well.
And I might add, precisely 99 seconds.
Is that right?
I know. I had my timer going because when I rehearsed it, I kept going over. It's like, ah.
Oh, so
clearly intentional. I feel like I wanted it. I know that's obviously not the important part of your story, but I can tell that there was intention. You didn't just stumble your way into exactly 99 seconds.
Well, I know, because I wouldn't have minded having it done with a couple of seconds to spare, but I really want at least 2 minutes and really.
Oh man, that's a totally different show.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Addy, now when you just told Elena-Beth that her story was exactly 99 seconds, don't be surprised that people start messaging you wanting to know exactly how long their stories were. You just open that up.
Oh, right. I'll ignore them, but... Yeah.
Okay, good. Ignore them. Be nice about it, though. But yes.
I will ignore them nicely.
All right. So we had 8 tellers. We have 8 or maybe 9 more. We're hoping Kyle's, of course, okay. Everybody but the tellers that just told. Everybody but those 8 tellers. You know who you are because you just told. Is going to send Mary D a private message. If you don't know how to do that, unmute yourself. Let me know. In the chat function, make sure you hit chat. This is the same for a phone or a laptop or a desktop. You'll hit chat. You will find Mary D Alba. Oh, excuse me. No, it's just Mary D / or what is that? fucking dash hostess queen.
Hostess queen.
2 names. You don't need to put like 1 or 2. It doesn't matter if you thought like one person was number 1. 2 names. That's all you got to do. We got it worked out.
For us, Mary.
Yeah. So, yep. So, Mary, please give us a recap of the 8 stories, and then they'll send.
You get. Well, I'm already getting sends. So thanks, guys. Hold off for a second. So
That's my bad. My bad. I'm a bad person.
Well,
I'm
you
bad.
know, we can have a talk later about that.
I am really a bad human being. Go ahead.
It's all right. So Kurt, scaring off a moose with chicken bones. We had Ruth, who survived meaningful pain in a supply closet, labor pains. We had Howard, who is, all I think I really have to say is male buttocks, but saying goodbye to Deborah, who broke his heart years before. Chandreyee, I hope I'm saying that right. Faced a mob of moms at a Jethro Tull concert and stood up to them. Maria, whose gums receding news got her to drive to Florida and have a realization. Erin, who meeting a man with a sufferable man bun, giving her cat wisdom. Claire, the Valentine's Day date that ended in marriage, all with a cat in a hat tie. And of course, Elena-Beth, who just told her story, which was $21 in faith returned to her after a chance encounter.
Mary, real quick, thank you for that.
Sure.
There is a couple of important things. One, after you just did that, just the way you did it, I realized I do like you a little more than Addie.
Wow.
I just think you're you're more likable person than Addie is.
It's
I know
the
he's
hat,
trying-
though. If
The
I
other
don't
thing
wear
is,
the hat.
if somebody sent you names, do you want them to send you again? Let's be super clear.
No.
Okay.
No.
So if you've sent Mary D names before she said that, your names are in. Correct? Just
Got
want
it,
to be
yep.
very, very clear.
Yep, they sure
Okay.
are.
Everybody else, send her 2 names. And Kat, shoot me a message if that's not clear. Yeah. I see a couple of you had a question about that. I apologize if that wasn't absolutely clear. Take your time. Right? Addie, unmute yourself. Entertain us for a moment or two.
A moment or two. A moment or two.
Let's talk about our storytellers, but not get too personal. So we had Kurt in Massachusetts with his glasses. Let's talk about that for just like 10, 12 seconds.
Oh, I can easily talk about Kurt for 10 to 12 seconds. Kurt always seems like this mixture of some sort of athlete military guy who's also in touch with his feelings. Like, you're like, oh, I could talk to this guy about football because look, there's like this sports pennant in the background. But wait a minute.
So I'm hearing, and I want to be respectful.
He's like not a bro. I don't get it.
Right. You're not sure. So there's mystery, and ergo, if I'm understanding you correctly, is there a little more than just mystery for you?
Yes, there's a man crush, full-blown man crush.
Let's move on.
Let's move on.
We'll get like 2 more minutes of people. Just to be clear, everybody other than those 8 tellers are going to send Mary D 2 names. Okay. Real quick, Ruth is in Texas. What do you think about that, Addie? Real quick here. We're literally like 10 seconds each. Addie, you don't have to do anything other than respond to me. I'm the man.
I don't mess with Texas.
Good. Okay. So this is gold. That's why I have you on here. In no particular order, there was also Erin in Canada. What do you think about that and her backdrop of curtains? I feel like, is she trying to like, what's up?
My favorite movie is a movie called Oscar, highly unknown. Strangely, Sylvester Stallone's best acting job. The movie starts with this strange little claymation opera singer singing Figaro, and it looks exactly like that curtain.
Perfect. Maria is in Illinois. She's the only person here this evening representing Illinois, despite the fact that Chicago has a huge storytelling community. She's also got a cat or perhaps a pig that she's holding. What do you think of that?
None of the above, but I love that I'm eating Taco Bell as we speak.
Because I really
connection.
No, Maria's gonna hate me in my lighting, Maria. In my lighting, understand. I watched a lot of like animal things, and I just feel awful about that. You know, I love you. Chandreyee, can you unmute yourself and help me with your pronunciation of your first name?
Sure. the first sound is ch, like in chair. So
Yep.
Chandreyee. That's about right.
Chandreyee.
Chandreyee.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you went too far, man.
That was all the time that Addie had about that.
It's
So that's what you
Chandreyee
see.
Lahiri.
Moving
That's
on.
a South Indian way of saying it.
Yeah.
Claire is in.
People either overcorrect or they undercorrect, and everyone thinks they get it right. So I'll
Nobody.
respond to anything but hey you.
Yes, nobody gets it right.
Well,
Real quick, Addie, now you only have like 5 syllables, 5 seconds, max 10 syllables. Claire is in California. She's sitting on a couch. What do you got? Oh, here we go.
I have a tune.
You never know when you're going to get this guy.
That's all.
Oh,
Run
God.
back like you ran off like a little. Yep, run back.
That was the riff to Californication.
Claire, it's only once every like month he does
Very
that.
good. Love the chili peppers.
Howard, like Elena-Beth, are our final two that I'm going to reference here before we move on to our second part of our first round. We will announce winners or those that are moving on after. You will wait. You will listen. You will vote. But what I specifically or purposefully left Howard and Elena-Beth as our last two that you can have a quick discussion about because they both chose backgrounds that were revolving
Out of this world.
Space, galaxy, out of this world. What are your comments on that before we go to our part two?
Yeah, it's pretty great. I think we came from Star Stuff. Cosmos is now on Disney Plus. Check out Cosmos if you haven't already seen Cosmos.
All right.
Or illegally download it. We can talk.
Good. Are you feeling complete, Adi?
Yes. Well, that was a lot of stress. I didn't even know if at some point it felt like a haiku.
That's what I heard too. So I'm glad we're on the same page. For those of you that don't know, whatever you're witnessing with Adi here, we did not prepare this. What you're seeing is pure comedic gold. It's just, I don't have any words. Great. And I will say this, no bullshit. Those were some seriously good stories.
Amazing. They were really
we might need to make an last time what we did is we did like an in the moment adjustment, which meant I screwed up badly and I had to make up for it. We may need to do something because right now these stories, and anybody who knows me knows like I'm not particularly kind. I think most stories are at best mediocre, but these are really good stories. So what are we going to do? We'll work it out.
I expect a meaner person from Sean's face, and I'm pleasantly surprised every time.
Thank you, Adi.
Listen, I love your comedy special going on here, but there's information in the Facebook Messenger y'all might want to look at.
Facebook or the chat?
Facebook Messenger. So
I feel like that's a private. Okay.
Messenger.
What you're getting is an inside glimpse into the judge's thread. Okay, I know that you. Okay.
Intriguing.
All right. So Addie and Mary D, you need to they don't need to know all this. Let us discuss. I got a hat.
What? Why?
I got a hat.
Oh, for the names, not for your head.
You're not paying attention at all.
Oh yeah. Well, no. I was too busy coming up with 5-second.
Addie, what you have to understand is that you can make me laugh, but if you don't listen, I mean, if you don't really invest we need to talk. Here we go. Let's move on to the second part of round one.
I always wiggle my mouth anytime someone is making me uncomfortable, and it usually eases tension.
Now, I don't want to take away from the storytellers, but at some point I'm going to ask all of you where this hat's from. And let me tell you, it's not Brooklyn, okay? It's not Brooklyn. Stop guessing right now. I'll prompt you all. Our first storyteller of part 2 of round 1 in Massachusetts, which I believe has 4 people here this evening. Andrew, let me find you, spotlight you. It won't surprise anyone to know that Andrew's he makes himself difficult to find. There he is. Unmute yourself. He's always has us emotional support. Go ahead, sir. Whenever you're ready, take your time.
I'm online, and the line hasn't moved for a while, and it's making me really, really anxious. And I don't really want to go in anymore, but I can't just turn around and leave because of all the security. I'm visiting the 9/11 memorial for the first time, and I lost a friend in 9/11. So I figured it was about time for me to go to the memorial. And just as when I think I'm going to leave, the line starts moving forward and it kind of takes me with it. And there I am in the memorial. And what they have is around the perimeter of where the towers used to stand, they have these reflecting pools. And I go and I find my friend's name because on the edge of the reflecting pools, they have these metal plaques set up and everybody's name is on there. And I find my friend's name and I'm trying to figure out, okay, well, what do I do now? So I take out my phone and I try to take a picture, but it's a blustery spring day. And every time I try to take a picture, water splashes in my face. And I try like 3 times. And every time I can't get the picture. It's like some kind of a strange cosmic joke. So all I get is a blurry picture. And then as I walk away, this guy rushes up to me and he says, I just want to let you know from where I stood, I saw just this amazing rainbow over your head. And I thought to myself, that's not my friend and that's not God. That was just the universe sharing something nice, I guess. And sometimes that's all you get.
Boom. Andrew going with the heart, which I love. Easier maybe a little bit to go with the humor, right? But you went with the heart.
Well, you know, not to skew the voting or anything, but maybe in the second round you see a little humor. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
I'd like to see your face right now because your lighting sucks. There you go.
Just in defense of humor for a moment, sure.
Okay.
This has nothing to, Andrew's story was beautiful. I was touched.
Yep.
I will just say
don't influence the votes.
You can fake being serious, but you cannot fake being witty, Sean. Just
correct. When I say funny or humorous, I'm not suggesting that they're telling fart jokes here with us. What I'm saying is, often heart or humor land well when crafted and delivered well. It's a given.
Said I can't tell my fart joke story next?
You can.
If you told a fart joke with that background behind you, it would work out in such a different way.
Delightful. Delightful.
All right. So great job, Andrew. You know when you're doing, you know what, I'm going to hold that thought. By the way, feel free to guess where the hat's from. I'll show you again. Hang on. You might be thinking, relax, Sean. We don't give a shit where your hat's from. So fake it. Make me.
That hat is from Hipsters Are Us.
I told you it wasn't from Brooklyn. It's not that. It's real. It's authentic.
Much good.
No joke.
It's like a contradiction in terms.
It's so real that I never wear it. What country is it from? Just let it marinate for a moment. Okay. Our second storyteller, that's the marinating face, Addy. Very good. Our second storytelling is going to be Storyteller, part 2 of round 1. My man in Iowa City. Let me find you, Kory. Unmute yourself. I'm going to spotlight you. Take your time.
I bet I saw Kory naked before you did. Usually, that means I'm going to have a great time on a Saturday night. However, I was in church on a Sunday morning with my mom over here and my fiance over here. And the woman that said that to me was a voluptuous redhead. This was not going to go well. My fiance, Kim, looked at me and her eyes bore a hole in the side of my head. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. I know the answer. But just before I start, we've got to go into church. Kim hisses at me, Kory, you got to tell me what this is about. And my mom sends that mom look, the one, you know, silent in church. Kim tries to start up again. My mom gets up and sits between us. There's no ability to communicate right now. You can't pass a note past your mom. You can't whisper around your mom. So I sit, and I can see Kim stewing. The whole service ends We walk out and Kim is furious. Kory, who is that woman? And the woman, the voluptuous redhead Tony, walks up and says, hi, I bet that probably upset you. Let me explain. I was Kory's mom's attending nurse. I was there when she gave birth. I held him first, and you know what? I saw Kory naked first.
Damn. So that's how things are in Iowa. Huh? Huh? The media is not reflective. I'll tell you that right now. They don't do it justice of what goes down in Iowa City and the suburbs of Iowa City, of course. Good job, man.
I can help you with that dating thing.
Oh my God. You have no idea how you probably can't, even though your intentions are good. And can we all agree again? I hate to call this out. Kory has great teeth. I'm getting back on the teeth thing because you know it's true. I'm not the first person. Adi knows it. I can see Adi right now. You know what I'm talking about.
Mostly just jealous that you at no point talked about my teeth, but you know, it's okay.
You don't smile enough, bro. You gotta smile a little bit. Let me cancel. Let me get. Oh, there you go. See, and now you know what. Really, now you know. Okay, let's move on.
Sorry, it's a tooth off.
We only got 6 more, right? We had 8. People voted. We took a break. Then we had Andrew and Kory. So we have 6 more tellers. I've not heard from Kyle. Secretly, the other tellers are like, sweet. I'd be that way. We have 6 more.
I agree.
Now, nobody's guessed. Correct. Nobody's even been close to where this is from, which makes me think I probably shouldn't have posed the question in the first place.
I think it's from where I'm going to tell my story from.
We shall see. I so wanted to call your name right now. It needed to be done, but it's not you. The only teller from North Carolina. I am partial. It will not affect my judging on her at all. I like her. She's a good human being. Her name is Kat. Let me spotlight you. Unmute yourself. And I would say break a leg, but Kat just hurt herself seriously, so we won't use that term.
All right. I am finally alone, gloriously alone. My 2 young daughters have gone to visit their dad for the first time in 2 years. And I, for the first time in 2 years, have nobody to be responsible for. What should I even do? I could lay on the sofa for the rest of the day and not answer any questions. Or I could go into the kitchen and get a head of lettuce and eat it over the sink and call it dinner. But first thing is I'm gonna go get in the shower and have the first shower in 2 years without a knock on the door, without hearing 2 little arguing voices outside in the hall. Yeah. And as the hot water runs down my hair and my back, I'm thinking how wonderful it is, and I'm singing every show tune I know. And eventually I just lay down on the bottom of the tub and until the last drop of hot water squeezes out of the hot water heater. What could be better? And what could I do next all by myself? That will be wonderful. As I'm drying off, wait a minute. I hear a television in my living room. What the hell is playing cartoons? Why is there a television playing cartoons in my living room? I finish getting dressed and I come out and I see my nephew, who lives next door, is sitting on my sofa with his little legs sticking straight out because his feet don't touch the floor yet. Sid, hey buddy, you know, the girls aren't going to be back for a week. They're not here. I know, I came here to see you. That's all it said. And he didn't even stop looking at the TV set when he said it. So I was not going to be alone, but man, I was honored that this little boy wanted to hang out with me. So I made popcorn and we spent the afternoon watching cartoons. Thank you.
Representing the triangle from her couch in Carbro. Thanks, Kat. Okay, cool. This is how we do things in the triangle. So if you ever want to come down, this is where we live. Carbro, Chapel Hill, Durham, home to the University of North Carolina, and Duke. What do we think about Duke? Fuck Duke, right?
Do you feel like you need to call it a triangle because united, you're like a legitimate kind of collection of cities, but divided, you're just like tiny towns? Sean?
Cat. Cat.
I'm sorry, I phased out for ADHD.
Oh, he gets
yeah, that's a really good clapback, actually. Just like, I'm sorry,
No.
I didn't hear your burn.
It's a good opportunity it's a good opportunity to reflect. I think we can all take a moment. All right, let's move on. Great teeth, Addy. Okay, here we go. Our next storyteller is, and you can still guess where this hat's from. Sharon believes she knows. We'll see. And wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know it? Sharon is next. Let us see if she's right in her story. Sharon, let me spotlight you. You can't script this stuff. You can't write it any better. Where are you, Sharon?
Effectively, you could, but we didn't. Which is
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you got it.
We're going to find out. The timing could not be better. Could not be better. I'll shut up.
All right, hold on. Give me. So I have traveled a lot on my own, and I have stayed in some craptastic places. I sort of pride myself on finding the cheapest or the, worst place to stay. And in India, it was $1 a night. And so I got to go to Peru. And in Peru, I went with a group, and I signed up for a trek because I really wanted to tough it out and go up in the mountains at 15,000 feet and rough it out. And there were supposed to be about 12 people in my group. And when I got there, I found out that I was the only person who had signed up. And I was like, okay, I can do this. Like, I don't mind doing this on my own. And I get there, and there is a guide, 2 Sherpas, a cook, his little brother, and 5 horses, and me, just me, going on this trek. And it is ridiculously gorgeous. And I show up at the first spot, and there is a table set up for me with a tablecloth and a hot meal. And as I go to bed at night with the tent that was already set up for me, I realized I could get used to being a princess. Thanks.
Yes. Thank you, Sharon. In D.C., Virginia, Maryland?
Virginia, near D.C.
Why does everybody always reference D.C. when they're in that area? They just don't say Virginia. Often I hear Virginia near,
it's like a triangle, Sean, between Maryland.
It is. Well, and parts of Virginia are close to where you are, Sean. But
yes, because people in Edison don't ever reference other major cities nearby.
No, we just say Edison. We don't need another point to make a line or 2 more points to make a triangle, Sean.
All right. I hope
Edison is the light.
I really hope you're enjoying this geometry lesson.
I was going to say, no one told me we had to do geometry during this. So what is this?
If you were an Edison, you'd be able to.
I'm trying to scroll through these comments. Storytellers, check out the comments. There's some nice things that people are sharing. Mary D, no, it's not from Amazon. Yes, Maria. Yes, Sharon. It is from Peru. There's a story there. It won't be shared this evening because it's not about me. I will tell you this, though. I got 2 hats from Peru that are both like very, they're real. They're organic. They're like authentic. It's real. I've never worn them. They're itchy. I can't stand them. I'd rather get something acrylic and cheap from Amazon that feels comfortable and fits. But it's a better story, isn't it? Okay. Thanks, Sharon. Our next storyteller in part 2 of round 1. I've never met this man. I've never talked to him. I think he's in Texas, but he will let me know if I'm wrong. His name is Zach. Any 1-syllable name is amazing for me. Zach, you here?
Yep, I'm here. I'm from Massachusetts.
Oh, you're from Mass. I apologize.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm Sean. Monosyllables unite. Take your time. Break a leg.
Okay, perfect. So I was at a party in college, and there were some kids with me, probably older, and there was probably a cute boy, because from what I remember, I was really trying to impress them. And we were having a conversation about childhood games. And so I was like, oh my gosh, did you guys ever play Penny in the Grass? And they were like, no, what's Penny in the Grass? And so I explained it, and it was a game that my mom always played because she ran a daycare out of our house when we were little. Basically, she would take a penny and throw it into the grass, and we go and look for the penny and come back. And so I explained it, and they still kind of looked at me funny. And I was like, no, it was great. It was so much fun. It was a great time. And then like the final round, she would throw it, and she'd throw a handful of change, and if you brought back more, it was more points. And they just kind of looked at me, and it went from confused to a little sad. And I thought back to that game, and my mom was always in a lawn chair reading a magazine playing this game, and she never remembered the score. And we were like 4 or 5, so we couldn't remember either. So she was like, the points don't matter. And in the middle of that party, I realized that my mom played fetch with me growing up.
You just, son of a bitch. You just, Addie, you're not allowed, mute yourself, Addie, because when you're laughing, you're going to influence the voters. But it's real and it's organic. We got to,
and he's making fun of me about having to do geometry during this. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Right. I feel that the story could have used more mathematics, but other than that.
Addy, and by the way, Addy is the type of comedian or human being where he doesn't laugh a lot. He'll say the thing, like he'll be the guy that says, oh, that is really funny. That's really good. But he won't actually laugh. So if you're actually laughing at something, Addy, I think it's a sign that Zach did something very, very good there.
Yeah, I'm interested about this branding you've created for me, because I hate the typing of LOL, because I don't feel like anyone's actually laughing out loud when they type it. I think that's my main concern, but more on this later.
Let's just see your teeth before we move on, Addy, real quick. Great job. Okay, let's go on. Good job, Zach. And we have not met before, so I appreciate you being here, man.
Yeah, welcome to the family. Hope you come to more of these.
Let's not get carried away. Our next storyteller from the greater DC area, it is a sort of triangle, if you will, I believe, is a good human being, a father, I believe a spouse. If not, it's awkward now. Nick B. Nick, let me find you, spotlight you, and then just honor your being. Hang on one sec. Where are you?
That one guy with the afro. I thought I would stand out.
Wow. Okay.
Nick being real. Nick
all the things I could never say. Break a leg.
So when my 4-year-old daughter, she comes and she sits at the doorway. She's got her little plastic Barbie chair. She sits down and says, "This is going to be more entertaining than playing with my Barbies." And as a dad, that warms my heart. But because I'm trying to fix the toilet, I don't really appreciate that that's how she sees me doing work. After the second time that it leaks out and I'm cleaning up the water, I decide, why don't I call a professional? Now, let's use professional kind of loosely, because the guy that shows up has a bad to the bone t-shirt, he has his tool cache, and of course he has his standard issue butt crack showing, because you can't be a plumber and not have that. He comes into the bathroom and he's doing his work, and it's a small cramped bathroom, and I decide that baby girl doesn't need this kind of entertainment. So I send her off to go play with Barbies, and I have a conversation. But how do you have a conversation with a man who's showing you butt, and you're like, I'm already taken, this is not what this is for. So I decided to come up with just some conversations. I ask him questions about what he's doing so I can do his job and he not come back. And he tells me stuff. He tells me this and that, and we turn to kids, and he's talking about his kids and the things that he remembers and fixes and does. And when he leaves, he reminds me to really appreciate those moments when baby girl will come and find the things that I do entertaining. Thank you.
Nice, Nick. Nick, I noticed that you have a different, are you in a different room this evening, or are you just?
Yeah, I'm in well, so I got a man cave. That's the basement, but turns out I think man caves are supposed to be nicely done, and mine's is just a basement that needs to be finished.
Yeah.
But I'm trying some different things with the house and voice, and because now all three of us, me, my wife, and baby girl, are Zooming and doing school and work. So I'm trying different areas.
So you're in the man cave.
Unless it's something extremely personal, what do you think the most interesting piece of paper in that pile is behind you?
Let us not sway the voting.
If it's personal, don't worry about it.
I have no idea what's in there. So I have a habit of collecting things and then forgetting about it. And then it's like, I'm going to move that, and it doesn't move. And then that's what happens.
I'm right there with you.
Addie, we cannot give Nick any more time. It would be unfair to the other tellers. We cannot influence. We must try to be objective and fair as best we can.
I give our
you and your
tellers
little
and
man
audience more
questions
credit
need
for
to
that.
just zip it. Here we go. Our 7th of 8 storytellers in part 2. You will again vote. The 8th storyteller will know and be able to mentally prepare in a way that the other storytellers could not, for better or worse. Number 8 is Anu. I apologize if I said that incorrectly. You know, number 8, who you are. I see you. Anu, let me spotlight you. You unmute yourself, please. And whenever you're ready, we are ready for you.
All right. So if hashtag pandemic separation was a thing, I would be trending, because my husband of 20 years walked out on our marriage. I was devastated. I was lonely. And so I did what any good extrovert would do. I reached out to my friends and family, and it worked. They called me, they texted me, and they helped me process all my calls and texts and emotions and thoughts. But it didn't work. I was still in pain, and I was sad. Even my 11-year-old son told me things I could do to take care of myself. Then a friend suggested doing something big to take control of my life by starting to take control of my house. And I could do that. Like, plans were good for me. So I bought a new mattress, bought a new comforter, called a painter to paint the kitchen, and took out all the photos from the house. This last Friday, I was really excited. The painter left, and I stood in the middle of the room and looked around. I was waiting to feel something different, for something to shift, to start feeling better. And nothing had changed. I was still lost, I was still confused, and I still was sad. So I went to bed in my new mattress, feeling disappointed. Just before I closed my eyes, I heard a buzz. And I looked at my phone, and there were a bunch of messages from different friends and family checking on me on a Friday night. And then I was reminded again that I was going to be okay.
Good job, Anu. Anu, where are you? What state are you in?
I'm in Iowa City, and this is my first ever one. I know Kory and I need to connect.
You don't know who
Never met. This is my first ever anything. Chandreyee said yesterday, you should do this. And I was like, yeah. So this is my first one ever.
And you want to know something? We live within blocks of each other.
We do.
Really? What the heck is going on in Iowa City with all this town?
The cool people are coming here, so.
Come visit.
What is happening in Iowa City? If I had to.
It's really cool. It's a really cool town.
It is.
Call it city, but it's a town.
Iowa City is University of Iowa. Ames is Iowa State. Is that right?
That is correct.
Then what's Des Moines?
The capital.
That's right. That's where I feel like people, they know Des Moines more than any other city.
Isn't Drake in Des Moines?
That is correct yet again.
So
one of the reasons why you see this accumulation of talent is the Iowa Writers Workshop.
Yes.
Preeminent MFA program in the country.
Yes. Yes.
Not related to it. I wish
Not
I was.
Not related to it either.
So I don't know if that point has any merit, but noted, and you just gave them a nice little plug. Stop trying to hog the light, Kory. It's not going to change their votes.
Right, but
your story is
great
strong
teeth
enough,
nonetheless.
Kory. Your story and your teeth are more than enough.
Good.
And we love you.
Right.
Okay.
I know you said Chandreyee. Did she also tell you, like, are you guys color coordinated with the hair as well? Was this a conversation beforehand?
No, this was just good friends of 20 years.
Very cool.
Having the same idea during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm glad that you all came. We have several people who've never done anything in my world of virtual pandemic, whatever. And so I really appreciate it. The stories tonight, I know anybody who knows me knows I don't blow smoke, man. These are some, like, it's different level.
Right.
So,
if anything, you're like egregiously
under
hard and straight shooting to a point of uncomfortableness.
Awkward, uncomfortable, and off-putting, for sure.
Right.
Oh,
and those are your good qualities.
Those are my better qualities. Yes.
I
So,
just wanted to ask, like, so you're asking why you're single. Is that in your dating profile?
that's
Awkward,
the profile. Yes.
off-putting. All right. I want to
marry the insult comedian.
No, I want to help. I want to help. I'm like, dude, like, you need.
Are you saying, before we awkwardly transition to Erica, our final storyteller, hang on, what are you saying? So, and I'm only asking because this might help other people on here. That's the only reason. Words like off-putting, acerbic, angry are not
accurate.
Not be put on this.
I mean, you know, it may just be like, you know, women who are looking at dating profiles might be like, oh, swipe left.
I would think they would think bad boy.
Depends on how old they are.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe
You know,
that's part of
21, they're like, of course, he'll be great to fix up.
Yeah.
demographic issues.
I do agree, but I think you need like a good leather jacket to pull off most of your personality.
Okay. Yeah.
And that hat.
We just got a little bit of a glimpse into Mary in a way that we hadn't before, when she just did that thing with the young lady who's into the bad boy. Like, there's something there I'd like to explore. Not now.
Halloween is every day for Mary.
It's every day, baby. Every day.
Our final storyteller has been very patient. She's also in California. Lovely woman. And here's the thing. Remember, after she tells her story, everybody but the 8 tellers from this part will vote. You will send Mary your top 2. Don't have to put 1. Don't have to put 2. And Mary will do the summary before you do that. And then we're going to come back and announce who is going to the second round. If you don't go to the second round, you will be explicitly shamed publicly. And I want you to be prepared. I'm just kidding. So we love you either way. You've done a phenomenal job. Some people are going to go through. It is what it is. Hey, Erica, when you're ready. No one's shaming you, I promise. I'm going to spotlight you.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks for being so patient.
No worries. I think Mary has some very good insights for your dating profile.
Thank you. Go on. Go
Thanks,
on
girl.
with your damn story.
Thank you.
And I'll dig the cap. I do. Your cap. Sorry, I like hats. Huh? This is a story of a time where I woke up on the psych ward after only having been there. Like, I had gotten checked in at like 2 a.m. and it was like 7 o'clock in the morning, and they had given me a Klonopin. So I was like out cold. But when I woke up in the morning, I was like, what the fuck? I'm in the psych hospital? No way. I mean, I knew that my life was a reality show, and that I was being filmed 24 hours a day, and that I was a movie star, and that this was really good for ratings. But no way had I signed a contract about being in a mental hospital, because I was being told that like none of that was true. I was in a psychosis. So I told the nurse that I was ready to check myself out, and she said, that's not how it worked. I said, oh, really? And so then I was kind of like lurking around the desk, and I found this area that was kind of off to the side, and there was like a light bulb out, and she's like, I see you lurking. And then just then the med cart came through, the guy pushing the med cart, and I made a mad dash for it. I knocked him over, I knocked the med cart over, and I got out of there. I took the elevator down. I saw the orderly talking to the guard, but I hopped in between a family with a big bunch of happy face balloons pushing their loved one with a broken leg. And I thought I wasn't going to get past the security guard, but just then he bent down to tie his shoelace, and I made another mad dash, and I got out of there. And the fresh air had never felt so good on my face.
Boom. Finishing it off California. Erica, thank you.
We're all crazy here. Good crazy.
I absolutely love these stories when people talk about stuff that they wouldn't often or typically talk about, however it's crafted.
Yeah, that felt like 99 little pieces instead of a million little pieces.
Oh, no. Edible Addy, no. Did you just make some reference that could have been better? You're trying. It's okay. He's young.
But if it was better, it would be scripted.
Yes, true. No, I honor your ability to hold an audience, hold a mic, among
What's
other.
a million little pieces?
Oh, you see, Addy? Hey, Erica, great job.
It's a book, right? Yeah.
Great backdrop.
I'll send you a message.
Arguably better than Howard and Elena's Galaxy.
I love Howard and Elena's. Yes.
People have different thoughts about that, different opinions.
I have to say, Howard's is just so on brand. He's fascinating.
He knows it.
Just based on that. He's like a moon
Erica,
man.
believe me, he knows exactly what he's doing. It's not an accident. It's not an accident. He's been doing this shit for decades. The man knows.
Good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I liked everybody. This was so fun. Thanks for inviting us.
An exceptionally talented group of storytellers and stories.
People were really brave. I love it.
In a moment, Mary's going to summarize those 8 stories, and everybody but the 8 storytellers who just told are going to send Mary their 2 storytellers. Just so you know. Sorry, Mary, you're like, Sean, really?
That's okay. That's okay.
Just so you know, executive decision was made. I'll announce, there were 2 of them made. One I'm going to announce right now is that if you went over, you can't go through. You got to honor the 99 because, man, everybody wants 10 more seconds.
Also, this started as a 90-second story.
Right.
We made it 99.
99 was
no one
already the
listening.
cushion. So
Tell us before we vote if anyone did, so we don't waste our vote.
You might have told them that before they told their stories.
Wait, what?
The tellers knew.
Everybody knew 99 is the max. I want people to send their stories. It doesn't matter. If for example, somebody told a 134-second story and they got the most votes, they're not going through. Don't be mad. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the bald guy.
Did anyone go over?
Not with these dimples. It doesn't matter. I want you all to vote for your top 2. Mary, please summarize.
All right. So Andrew, at his 9/11 visit, saw a rainbow from the universe, sharing something nice. Kory, there was a question on who saw him naked first. Kat thought she was going to be gloriously alone, but her nephew stopped by to watch cartoons. Sharon had a personal princess tour in Peru. Zach found out his mom was actually playing fetch with him when he was growing up. Nick was told by his plumber to appreciate the moment when baby girl comes and finds him. A new #pandemic separation and her being brave through that. And of course, Erica, her amazing psych ward escape.
Cool. Send them in to the hostess queen.
That's right, boo.
If you want to sing, now's the time, Addie or Mary.
Oh, I'm not going to hurt everybody with that. I brought the cap. I can't do much more.
So two names to Mary D, like you did last time, private message or private chat.
So if you both were going to bring caps, like, why haven't you? I would have brought a cap. Everyone brought a cap, a hat, cap. Someone brought a cat in the hat, tie.
Go get one now. Go get one now.
Did I ever tell anybody my 99-second story about how I got the hat in Peru? Nope, didn't do that one, did I?
You can.
It's not a good story. Not going to waste your time. I also don't think it's more like a 120-second story. And you know what?
A story about you going to tell the story. However, it's actually quite
110 seconds. 110 seconds? It's too long. Some good stories at about 105, 110 seconds, you know? But to be fair.
Yeah, but that's been established today. A lot of 110-second stories.
So what do we learn?
He got it at a Goodwill in Camden, New Jersey, and they told him someone got it in Peru.
First of all, how dare you besmirch Camden's good name?
Adi, I'm going to need you
Yes.
to do something, and I'm worried.
Yes, tell me what
Now,
you need.
what Mary's doing right now is Mary's going to tabulate the votes, so
Yes.
we will have
Okay.
our tellers.
Yep.
Now, I don't want the masses to get too excited or to revolt. So I have to play this card real carefully here.
Okay.
Because the stories are so damn good, and because really probably no one gives a shit, what we're going to do is we were going to put 5 people, 5 tellers through to the second round, right? It was going to be 2 from the first part, 2 from the second part, and 1 judge's vote. But this is the second executive decision I made. I don't love that expression, by the way. It's just the best I could come up
You've
with.
just used it multiple times.
Correct. We're going to do 3 and 3 plus 1. So instead of 5, there are going to be 7. Part of the reason is let's just drag this long event out even longer so that people can't go home to their children and play with their pets and just stretch it out and just keep long. Also because the stories are really damn good. So we're tabulating. Now, Adi, what I want you to do right now is we had Sharon, Kory, Kat, Andrew, Erica, Nick, Zach, and Anu as our storytellers. I need you, I'm so scared to say this. Can you engage with them in some sort of compelling way that brings us joy?
Yes, but I feel like I need someone to guide me like a Sherpa and just call out a name so I can see them, because you just said a bunch of names. They're
Yes.
all wonderful individual snowflakes.
Yes.
But there's a lot of tiles in front of my face right now,
Okay.
and I'm like pretty deep into this gin, Sean.
So I'm going to give you one name. You're going to go, and then we're going to keep moving forward. Okay.
All right. Let's
Here
do
we
it.
go. But just remember, you only get like 50 max syllables. Cat Dean.
Cat Dean. I want to know, like, what happened to you? And
What
are you?
happened? You mean like in oh, I fell and broke my leg,
Which leg?
right leg.
Are you right-handed?
Yes.
Right-footed?
I have no idea. I use both of them frequently.
What is the one thing you will miss the most in this recovery period about your right leg?
Literally everything. I'm like my karate. That's what I miss the totally most.
Whoa!
That's what I miss the most.
I'm out of syllables, but I would love to know more about the karate offline.
Okay.
Sean, back to you.
Shit. Okay. Anu.
That was good.
Go, Anu.
Anu, do you know, as a new member of this tribe here, that we have another Anu who is from whatever triangle Sean's referring to as well? And have you met her? And if not, you should. But
Well,
more
all the
importantly-
Anus of the world know each other, right? Like just all the Indians of the world know each other. So of course I do. No, I don't.
Yes, though if I were to Venn diagram that, I feel like all the Anus are the
Are Indian, right?
Are there non-Indian Anus? First question.
I don't think so, but I mean, like, you know, why would I don't know every Anu.
But her name is Anu Tree Broad, right, Sean? Sean, I feel like you want to jump in on this.
Done. Numbers. No. Yep. This is some tough love right here. Thanks, Anu. Sorry.
It's been real.
Adi's learning lessons here. Sharon, go.
Holy
Adi,
shit,
go.
where's
You're
Sharon's top?
lesson
God damn it,
time
where's
here.
Sharon's? I need
Come
her.
on, baby. Come on.
Wait, is she here? Is she here?
She's here.
I'm right here.
Okay.
Oh, thank goodness. All right. Did you consider being a singer? I'm seeing, in fact, oh wait, no, just books. I thought I saw maybe album covers behind you as well. Do you want to be a singer as well with the last name you've got?
Well,
In fact, it was a choice, right? You weren't born into.
I was born a Price, and now I'm a singer. I can sing, but I don't think anyone would hire me.
There's also the possibility that, like, being part of the sewing world would be an option.
That is usually when I say singer, like sewing machine. And only people of a certain age that makes sense to, but.
I feel like Sean's going to cut me off.
I feel like Sean's trying to tabulate votes and multitask in a way that he's simply not prepared to do and is trying to fake it miserably poorly. Badly.
You're doing great.
Thank you.
At least at this, but I don't know how you're doing.
We could spend our time talking about Sean's dating profile and trying to figure that
Talk
out.
about my profile. And also, if you were a second round storyteller, second round meaning you were the second 8, can you unmute yourself and engage with Adi in a way that makes
yes. Actually, if I see unmuted folks, I can then just start
Only
to.
if you haven't talked to him, by the way, you're in for something really special.
No one ever engaged with me in the first part.
Is that right?
Though we engage you all the time. When you said fart jokes, I immediately turned it into your background. So, Zach, we need to talk.
Yep. What's up? How's it going?
I love stories of the lack of funds leading to hilarious or interesting consequences.
Thank you. I
Discuss.
appreciate it. Yeah. My mom ran a daycare for like all through me growing up to like 12. And like that was like the first of many things that I realized that probably wouldn't pass for a daycare in 2020. One of her favorite things was nap time was always when she watched Oprah. And I was like, how did you get us to nap? And she's like, honestly, I would just raise the temperature of the house a couple degrees and kids just get hot and fall asleep.
Oh, do you know
She's
you're
like,
funny? Oh, sorry, go ahead. Keep on.
do I
Sean.
know I'm funny?
Yeah. Or do you just
That's
like,
a-
you
that's
seem
a-
like someone who just exudes it?
You have 30 more seconds in total to engage every teller.
In that case, just a yes or no to that answer, Sean. Zach.
I want to say no to seem humble, so no, I don't know.
That's the best yes I've ever heard. Who else is unmuted? Andrew. I wish we could do that scene from Good Will Hunting where I look at that painting like Matt Damon and tell you that you're a psychopath because of the colors, and then you're like, slam me up against the wall and you like start getting really mad at me, and then I learn that you're actually an incredibly like profound person and I'm just a cocky math genius. What do you think about that, Andrew?
Sounds great. Bring it on. Let's do it.
Sweet. Who's else unmuted?
Is there anybody else who wishes to engage with Edible Addy?
You're making it the ability to opt out now. Erica, let's talk. How is...
Of the final 8, yes.
Yeah, well, I think everyone just started to mute themselves except for Erica after that. So, Erica, did you make that?
Wait, your sound sounds weird.
Oh, no.
We are going to be announcing our now 7 second rounders in a matter of seconds. If Addy can just pull through here. Get your shit together.
You guys, I want to plug Adi. He's so funny.
Very funny.
You should check out his storytelling website and stuff.
How's it now?
Funny. You're funny, man.
Funny.
I know you were supposed to ask the questions, but at this point in the night, I smoked too much ganja because I'm in Cali.
Is it better now?
Oh, yeah, your sound's been good. I've just been jabbing jaws. Wait,
Wait, I
let's-
could have swore you said like your audio sounds funny.
Yeah, at first, but
Oh.
now it's better. Sorry.
I think Sean should look at Adi's dating profile for tips.
Actually, Sean, I would love to send you my my wife and I met on OkCupid.
Oh.
And my entire profile summary was just nouns. And it covered
All
like
right, so you're the guy that was on OkCupid, met somebody, and now is an OkCupid profile expert. That's how that works?
I mean, you want advice or not, Sean?
It's just so ironic. I love that.
Sample set of 1, Sean. That's enough for me.
I will take all. Just so you know, there's a slight delay. I want to honor your time here. Let's do this. I got 6 names. 6 are going through. There were a couple that were got a lot of votes, but they were well over time. So just got to be on time. You know, a couple seconds over, okay. But everybody wants 10, 12 more seconds to make it. So let me give you the 6 names, and that's that. And we'll do the second round. And I want to get you out of here so you're not here all night with us. Thank you, by the way, Addy, for your essentially killing time while I panicked trying to figure this shit out. Here we go. In no particular order, these are the following people. We've got 6 names now who will share another story. After that, there will be a poll, and you will simply vote for your number 1, your top. Okay? Now, just so you know, there will be a second place person that will also win cash, but that will be the person who gets the second most top votes. So don't sweat it. Here we go. In no particular order, showing no favorites. Kory. I'm not picking this. I know I'm going to screw this up. Chandreyee. You can just unmute yourself and say that I totally nailed your name.
Got the lesson of how to pronounce it from her show.
Zach. Claire. Kat. Elena-Beth. You guys not only went through, I think we could all agree, are better human beings than everybody else here, including those other storytellers. They are morally questionable. No, great job.
Sean does not represent the opinions of 99 Second Story Slam in general, and it's our legal opinion that we are completely limited of any liability in his previous comments.
Okay, thanks, thank you. Your lawyer days weren't showing there at all. Random 6, you will go tell your second story afterwards. Quick summary by hostess queen. You will share. Everybody other than these 6 will vote on their favorite. Cool? And I'm not blowing smoke up or anybody's tush. These were really, really good stories. Like all of them.
Tremendous.
Really,
Yeah,
right?
Tremendous, yeah.
So, yeah. All right.
Be a tough second round.
Tough second round. It's always tricky to know. Like, did they give their best story first to get into the second round, or do they save it and then they don't get to the second round?
What's the strategy? It's it'll be interesting to find out.
We've got 31 people here. That's -6, and the 3 of us, it's -9. We have 22 voters. That's enough to get a sort of sample. Here we go. Our first of the final 6 is Cat Dean, representing North Carolina. Do us proud, Dean.
Okay. In the early 90s, I live in upstate New York, a town called Rensselaer. And every day after work, I go for a long walk just to stretch my legs after a miserable day stuck at a desk and feel the fresh air on my skin and gather up as much sunshine as I can. And while I'm walking, I talk to my neighbors and I meet new people and I just chat. And one of these neighbors was Ed Brayman. He was a retiree who spent much of his evening sitting on his front porch talking to everybody, as I was doing. And we'd sit there, we'd chat about politics or hockey or the weather, and we got to know each other quite well. One night, we're sitting outside chatting, and a car goes by with one of our neighbors, and the neighbor rolls down his window and says, "Hey, Bill, how's it going?" And Ed looks up and says, "Oh, it's going great. My grandson's going to be graduating from college next month." And the car drives on by, and I'm thinking, "Bill? Why the fuck did he just call you Bill?" He goes, "Oh, that's my name." "Okay, but why am I calling you Ed then?" He says, "Oh, I got no idea." "Well, I've known you for 4 years. In all these 4 years, why have you never corrected me and told me your name?" And Ed looks at me and smiles and says, "I knowed who you was talking to." God, how much I wish more people would just let it go like Ed did. Yeah.
Dean, triangle, complete. Have you moved at all since this event started? Yeah. Kat,
It's a lot of work to move. So no, I'm sitting here with my leg propped up.
Kat broke her ankle, by the way. No joke. Not sprain. Because if it was a sprain, it would be a sprain. I just said sprain. No, she broke it. So yeah, take a pity point. Maybe take it, maybe 1 or 2 people. Now's the time to show favoritism, I think, a little bit. Let us, Hattie, Mary, let's get real. I mean, we're all partial to
show favoritism.
Yep. I went back outside. Now that everyone knows that the hat's from Peru, I feel like it has less of that sort of gravitas. So I'm back to this. Here we go. Number 2 teller, second round, is in California. Bring it, Claire. Okay. Where are you, Claire? I want to spotlight you. Boom.
I've always been shy about talking sexy, unlike Bug, who's completely uninhibited. I just expect men to be mind readers and either moaning a bit louder here or wriggling a bit to the left there, literally being hit or miss. But Bug's not a man to be easily put off. And so the subject of sex during our nightly Skype phone calls keeps rearing its bulbous purple head. My cock cannot wait to meet you, he says. Oh, that's nice, I say, my cheeks going red. Talk dirty to me, he pushes. Well, I'm hardly on speaking terms with my private parts and don't even know what to call them. Front bottom. Well, no, that's a bit childlike and not sexy. Minge. Sounds a bit like an unkept stray cat. Lady garden. That's rather lovely, but I don't want him to think of my nether regions as somewhere in need of weeding. And of course, there's always the forbidden C word lurking behind the beef curtains. Oh, I cringe awkwardly. I'm looking forward to having you gently stroke my fanny. I don't want to stroke it. I want to grab it with both hands and squeeze, he says. What? I know I've given birth to 2 kids, but that's just rude. After a few minutes of total confusion, we realise that in the US, a fanny is someone's bottom, but in the UK, it's a woman's vagina. Bug keeps encouraging me to open up, and our sex life has flourished, and I'm delighted to say that my lady garden is blooming.
Wow. And then that happened. And then that happened. You weren't expecting.
I thought I'd keep you awake.
Let's take a moment, all of us, for a moment, breathe.
Even better with that accent.
Yeah, oh my God. She knows that, though. Claire knows that. Claire knows that.
I can say lots of rude words and nobody ever cares. It's delightful.
Yeah. Well done. Representing California. Representing second rounders. Nothing against the people who didn't make it through, right? I mean, you did a great job. I'm just saying. By the way, the person who comes in second place is also winning cash.
Oh.
Not just first place. Last time was first place. That person's here. She's in the audience. I still owe her money, by the way. She's pissed.
Was it really winner take all?
Last time was winner take all. This one was definite. Oh, Jesus Christ.
My goodness. Do you see the ringer?
Well, that might actually hurt your voting. Get the hell out of the screen, sir. Trust me, you want her to win. You don't want to make it harder for her. These are some talented storytellers.
I don't know.
Oh my God. There's some areola that's just swirling in my head right now. I don't want it there.
A swirling areola.
Sorry, you can't unsee that, can you?
Ever. And you knew that, and he knew that. But
I feel like it legitimized her position.
Did you?
Dating profile summary is going to be interesting, y'all. That's all I have to say.
That's the main takeaway from that, Addie, that it legitimized her? Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it bolstered her position.
Okay. Our third of 6, here we go, is Kory Dog. When you're ready, I'm going to spotlight you. Story number 2. We're going all over the United States here. Break a leg.
The first time I saw my son Xavier was before he was born. It was in a sonogram. I saw that he had my high cheekbones. I saw that he was going to have my long limbs, and I immediately fell in love. While his mother and I didn't get along real well, she would allow me to talk to Xavier in her stomach, and I would tell him, "Hi, I can't wait until you're here. We're going to have such a good time." And I named him Xavier Alexander May, which meant splendid protector of humanity. Now, I'm a comic book guy, and my firstborn child was going to give me exactly that. My own little superhero. There were some complications with the birth, and when we went in, because the cramps were coming, the contractions were happening, we found out it wasn't going to be a regular birth, it was going to be a C-section. All those days I'd said his name and I'd called out to him, and we were finally there. I was in the delivery room, and he appears. And I said, "Xavier." This little wrinkly creature turned his head, and recognized my voice. He uttered a little cry, and I was in love. The first time you feel that love assures you that it won't ever be the last.
Boom. Thanks, Kory. Look at his solemn. Yeah, you got to match the energy of the story sometimes. A little bit before and a little bit after. Sometimes the lighting, the backdrop, all of that matters. You just can't ever understand or know what a voter's going to vote for. I mean, I think we all know, right? I'm not going to get political here.
I mean, it's almost always teeth, but yes.
Teeth matter.
Yes.
I like the bottoms, but anyhow.
Yeah. Actually, when I smile, I don't show bottoms. I've noticed Kory does. It has the ability. He has like twice the advantage
of.
There's
I'd be a little bit careful right now, Addy. I'd be a little bit careful.
I have big teeth. Okay.
No, you don't.
No, if
I
anything,
think if anybody has big teeth, Adi might have big teeth here. I don't think you do. Adi, let me spotlight Adi for a second. Everyone can see. Let's see.
So when I smile, I just go.
Right.
And there's no, like, I literally, this would be me attempting to show you the bottom.
Right. Did you put that on your OkCupid profile?
In the first year, which was an unsuccessful year.
Right. I think another conversation for another time is people that show their bottom teeth in addition to their top teeth. I think it's a bigger, more robust smile.
Some people's natural smiles can just show their bottom teeth.
You can tell yourself that all you want.
And Kory lives that life.
Yeah, he does.
Look, this is him trying to not show his bottom teeth.
Right. And it's just our fourth storyteller. Oh my God, I'm going to explode here.
Lots to unpack there. Lots to unpack.
Lots. Out of Mass, Chandreyee. I know it's imperfect pronunciation. I'm going to spotlight you. This is a little bit.
I'm going to have to live with my disappointment, guys. Yeah.
Addy has an advantage with his pronunciation. Let's just call it what it is.
Oh, yes.
All right, Chandreyee.
One time, Addy has an advantage shot. Go on.
Okay. So the summer when I was 11, things suddenly started disappearing from our house. Tools from my dad's toolbox, and then weird things like this hook off the wall and a patch of fabric from my mom's best sari. And my parents got together and grilled me and my 15-year-old brother, but nothing happened. The mystery was unresolved until the night that we lost power. And the flashlight, the emergency flashlight, wouldn't work because it was missing all of its batteries and all of the little bulbs. And my father finally smelt a rat. There was only the two of us in the house, and he marched into our playground and stomped in, determined to get to the bottom of it. And then he froze because stretched across the floor was a series of cardboard boxes with the sides cut out so you could see these miniature rooms inside. There was a hook from the wall. It was a faucet on a tiny sink. And that piece from my mother's sari was a blanket on a little bed. And there was my father's pliers. And there was that missing spool of wire. And he drew breath to roar at my brother, who at 15 was undoubtedly the mastermind. And I braced for the whoop-ass that was definitely going to be coming his way. Indian parent, But it never happened because that clever boy picked that moment to activate the circuitry that he had devised around all the stolen parts, and all the rooms blazed into light at the same time. And my electrical engineer dad was quiet and spent the rest of the summer with his son building me the most kick-ass dollhouse ever seen. Finished.
Boom.
I felt the boom there too, Sean.
Yeah.
I think we have 2 people in California and 2 people in Massachusetts in this final round here, which I'm not going to attach any meaning to that. I'm just saying. It's just something notable. Good job.
Words coming out of Sean's mouth.
Also, I think we can all learn a lot from Chandreyee's color. The orange, the beige, how it works together with the sort of off blue. Very good job with coloring tonight.
Thank you.
The stories are great. Welcome addition. good coloring. I'm probably very close to being inappropriate or weird slippery slopes. I'm gonna stop talking.
And while we're on this like ball that's rolling of learning things, Chandreyee is probably how you want to pronounce her name, Sean.
Okay. That is very unfair what just happened here, because there's a South Asian subcontinental community here that I'm not a part of. All right. Anyway, thank you for that, Chandreyee. Oh, done. Let's move on.
I actually like that because it showed you not like just mentally checked out. Even though it was wrong, I did like that. I enjoyed that.
I'll never get it perfectly, but it wasn't terrible. All right. Second to last, 5th of 6th final rounder. Another mass man. Can he pull the ultimate upset this evening? Our new boy, Zach. Where are you?
I'm right here.
Okay. Thank you for telling me without telling me to like relax and just quiet up a little bit. Thank you. All right. Whenever you're ready, the mic is yours, sir.
So I wake up in a strange bed in Western Ireland, and I look over and it's Michael. I met Michael at the one gay bar in Limerick called Strokers, aptly named. And he wasn't that cute, but he was really nice. And my favorite movie growing up was Beauty and the Beast. So I've always been able to let looks slide, especially after a few cocktails. And I wake up and I hear some stirring in the other room, but Michael's still there. And Michael wakes up and probably says like top of the morning to you or whatever they say in Ireland. And I respond with, who's that? And he goes, oh, that's just my mom. And I'm like, oh, you live with your mom? And he's like, yeah, I take care of her. She's a little bit older. And I was like, oh, that's very sweet. Can I please escape now so I don't have to meet your mom? And he's like, no, it would be so rude if you didn't meet my mom. She already knows that you're here. And I was like, okay, I have not been in Ireland a long time, but I understand that this isn't a custom that happens here in America. I would, if as a one night stand, I would just sneak out. But Michael was the one with the car and with the country. So I'm meeting his mom. So I'm sitting there in the living room drinking tea with a woman in a Tinkerbell nightie. And I should have known because Michael brought his aunt to the bar. But I realized I have been in this country for less than 24 hours, and this is going to be a long 3 months.
Boom. Zach.
Zach
is bringing it. Don't influence everybody too much.
I fucking just said Zach, bro.
No, but the way you said it. You said it in a certain way that I think was very clear that you might be part.
Only because I had to make it a different Zach than your Zach. Otherwise, this isn't good production value.
Good, yeah, yeah. Good point, Zach.
Zach.
Also, great teeth. Can we all acknowledge that real quick?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's not an accident. Maybe braces for a couple years?
I've never had braces.
Fuck you. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Seriously, this conversation just ended.
That you broke his heart, Zach.
Certain things in life aren't fair, but I mean, I guess most people learn that by the time they're like 30. Yeah. Anyway, our final storyteller, there's no surprise here. She knows who she is. She's ready. Remember, afterwards, hostess queen Mary D is going to tell you a quick summary. I'm going to put a poll. We're going to have a winner and a second placer. And then I'm going to share a couple more things that might be of interest and of note, and then you can go to bed. Elena-Beth, let me spotlight you. Great job, y'all, this evening. Okay.
Miss Diamond, as hard as her name. There's a Facebook group for my elementary school, and people still remember her with hatred. She was my teacher in 2nd grade when I was 7. One day she put an arithmetic problem on the board, and I know we've all been talking about how much we hate arithmetic. Well, I didn't like it either, and when she asked for an answer to the problem, I didn't raise my hand. I kept quiet. Everyone who agrees, hands up. Miss Diamond said, and a sea of hands were going up. Then she asked if anyone disagreed. It didn't seem right to me, so I started to raise my hand and looked around, and nobody. By the time my hand was raised up all the way, it was like, what is going on? And she asked what I thought the answer was. I could barely croak it out. Elena-Beth, come up to my desk. It was the longest walk I'd ever had. I knew that she wouldn't be like in Little Women, hitting me with a ruler, but why was she doing this to me? When I got up front, she said, you were the only one who got it right. Go to your desk. Oh. Miss Diamond never said words like, believe in yourself, but she got her point across.
Boom. That was our 22nd story this evening, which typically would be like absurd. But because these are short stories, we can do this. It's the magic that we create.
Magic.
It's magic.
Magic.
Huge thanks to our storytellers and Addie and Mary. Mary, you did always a great job in your summarizing, which you're about to do again.
I know.
Complimenting me and Addie, the foolish men who think we are funny, and are we really? Good.
Comme si, comme ça, as my father
Okay.
used to say.
Mary, as you do this,
That's French for yes, I believe. Yes.
Comme si, comme
Mary,
ça. Iron for, hey.
as you share this, Mary, I've already got the 6 names in the poll. I'm going to add a word or two based on what you share with us.
Sure.
The summaries, and then I'm going to send the poll.
You got it. You got it. So Kat, wishes people would let it go, like whoever, Ed or Bill or whoever he is. Claire, her lady garden is going well, so we all should be feeling good about that. Kory has a splendid protector of humanity, his own little superhero. Chandreyee, I hope I'm saying it right. I know Sean's been massacring it. The kick-ass dollhouse that was built by her brother with things from around the house. Zach woke up with a stranger in Ireland and found his friend's aunt with a Tinkerbell nightie. And Elena-Beth, Miss Diamond, her triumphant walk to the desk to hear that she got the arithmetic problem correct.
All right, cool. So I've got people's names. I've got a little bit of information. I hope it's enough, but you were paying attention. You were listening.
Guys, don't send me you're going to vote on the poll.
You're not sending this to Mary now. There's going to be a poll. Only because I want to make things just annoying and difficult. I'm good at that. That's also on my Tinder and Bumble profile.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just want to be honest about it. I am launching this poll. It says, who is your winner? Ooh. We've got 27 possibles.
Wait, those of us who are listed, are we voting this time?
You are not.
Okay,
The
so
6 people who just shared, please don't vote. Because let's assume you're all going to vote for yourselves, right? It makes no sense.
Yeah, so close it.
It is a close.
Yo, this live watching of it is
oh shit!
Giving me palpitations, Sean.
But I just realized that our Facebook Live, they could see it.
They can or can't. They might not be able to. You think they can?
Yeah, I don't know.
Actually,
can you check? Can you see this? Yeah, because it should just be the visual.
I'm going to tell you in a second.
My visual still shows Kory telling a story, so.
Look, we've got 17 in. That's minus.
They can't see it, honey. You're fine.
No, they can't see it. They can't see it. Yeah.
Let's give it another 30 seconds because 10 minus 6. There's a few of you who haven't voted. That can make the difference.
Oh
number 1, number 2, and number 3. It is
who's really gonna win Florida?
Really close, guys. Make sure you vote. It's
gonna
close.
win Florida.
There's 1 vote difference.
Fucking Michigan is gonna screw up our country again.
Say blue, purple.
Oh fuck,
guys. So
No one's voted since that entire like little
Right.
thing we just did.
No, we understand that 3 of us can't vote, but that the poll knows that.
Yeah, we actually, this is exactly like America. There are 9 people who have still not voted.
Right.
In spite of.
Now remember, 6 of them are storytellers, so that's 3. Right now, we have a first place, we have a second place. They are winning money, a lot of glory, maybe a little fame.
Mostly glory.
And when Mary D, the hostess queen, tells us we're going to close this poll,
Baby, you can close it.
we're done.
Yep.
Okay. Who wants to announce our winner? I think we can all agree that maybe Adi should tell her. Say who won?
I think he will blast it in a way that.
Adi, you say our number 1. Mary, you say our number 2. You're both getting money. And then let's unmute ourselves and talk.
Right. We might even need some like tabla percussion for this, right?
I don't have those skills. Whatever you want to do.
Congratulations, Chandreyee.
Hey, Chandreyee! Hey! The pronunciation was a little off, but I love the intro.
Well,
I almost forgive you, Sean. Adi, you are excommunicated forever.
Excommunicated?
I had to give Adi the spotlight.
I never belonged in the first place.
I'm kidding. Thank you so much. This is awesome. Thank you so much.
You were great. Everybody was great. If our second place person this evening, and Mary's going to say that person's name in a moment, was here last time, we even said their name.
Mary, we know you can do this.
Just
I don't know if I can do it.
But we're doing this differently this evening. We're playing around with the format. Mary, do you see our second place person?
I can.
When you are ready, however you want to get there, please announce his name or her name. Shit.
Massachusetts really knows how to sweep it. It is my boy from Boston, Zach.
Zach!
Thank you so much.
Wow.
So if Sean had his way, you're from Texas, Zach.
Right. Wait, so if I'm understanding this correctly, Massachusetts swept.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Via India.
Not the first time, won't be the last, Sean.
Massachusetts swept. I'm sending money to you. We'll talk about this offline. The money. I have Venmo issues, but you will get your money. Promised. All the money that went for everybody who gave their $5 is going to first and second place. Don't spend it all in one place.
Can you please not send it in that hat? I don't like it.
Nope, no problem. So let's just be clear here that I didn't know either of these people before this week. They won first and second. What is the takeaway there, Adi or Mary or anybody else who wants to unmute themselves and share?
What is that? That you can leave your country with a dream. You can and wind up in Ireland or America and still win this competition.
Anybody have another takeaway they want to share that might be a little bit more something?
More something than that. That was pretty something. But Mary, after you.
I will say this, really, no joke, phenomenal stories. Really strong. We might have to play with format moving forward because I don't know how to honor everybody's stories without, like, I don't love always the winner thing. But, you know, you see what it brings.
It's a big moment for you, Sean.
It brings talent. It brings quality. You probably have a couple of people out there who are angry. And I don't know if this is the space for them to vent their anger at being spurned.
Oh, anger in general or about, you know?
A little bit of both. It bleeds into each other. It's all good.
Kurt looks like he's going to kill someone.
There are some angry people there. Let's just call it is. Ruth is smiling, but she's probably angry. Jeff, Nick is gone. He's done that thing where he doesn't move, but he's probably angry. He's smiling. He's in his man cave.
No, I had to put baby girl to bed.
Yeah, we're just
priority
shaming people into smiling, but like that may just repress the feelings and it will explode.
I know we're all being like really funny and I love that, but everyone was so good and this was such a pleasure. Thank you all. Thank you so much to the organizers. I've missed live storytelling so much and this has just been so good for my heart. Thank you all.
Come back.
So
We
much.
joke, but you
were great, Erin.
You were.
This was Amazing. Thank you all.
Thanks,
Erin,
Erin.
this is the most Canadian possible.
Very Canadian.
The most heartfelt, heartwarming, adorable, fucking bullshit.
Very, very Ontario. That's very Ontario.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, guys, that was really good. I'm going to have to run, but thank you. That was and well done to both of you who won. That was really
Great job, Claire.
Take
Thank
care
you.
of that garden of yours,
We
Claire.
would ask where you're headed off to, Claire, but honestly, this is a family show.
My apologies.
Just so you know, here's what we're going to do. Everybody in the last 3 90 or 99-second slams who has moved on to the second round, they are in a grand slam. I'm just going to leverage the shit out of this as much as I can.
Who started with like, I don't think we should do competitions anymore, and now you're like,
but I'm going to put this in my OKC profile that I changed my mind very quickly about things.
No, don't do that.
Actually, our next show will just be everyone gets to do a 90
here's
second
what we're
story,
doing.
which is just a critique of Sean's dating profile.
We can include that and somehow include my dating profile in something. Yes.
Oh Lord.
We have a wild
Hello,
card.
everyone. Great.
So we have at this point
great
like
time.
Bye, Maria.
I got to go walk this dog. Bye. Thank you, everyone. It's been a blast.
I will let all of you know there will be one more little wild card thing where if you've not been in the second round yet, you have a chance. And then we're going to have a grand slam, man. We're going to have a big old grand slam of everybody who's moved on to the second round. And I'll probably get some hate mail. Bring it. Snail mail, welcome also. I'll give you my address, Chapel Hill, North Carolina. I am single. That is irrelevant, but it's come up a couple times. So if you have an interest, I will tell you right now, I am not somebody you want to be involved with in that way. That is a mistake. Don't let my charm and dimples influence you at all. That's awkward.
That's what you should start your profile with.
Yes.
Exactly what you just said.
Yes.
Yeah.
The angry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always best to be honest.
I'm gonna go. Thank you so much. My kitty's been crying outside.
Elena, are there any
So much.
storytellers?
I'm gonna sign off, and it was so lovely to meet all of you.
Bye,
And
Ellen.
hear all your stories of strength. And Zach, you're quite funny. I'm gonna look for you on Instagram. Very entertaining.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
All right, bye everybody. Thank you, Adi. Man, seriously, I am a fan of you.
Erica,
Crack me up. You made my Sunday.
I'm so glad I have brown skin because you make me
Let's-
blush every time you say it.
Hi, Erica.
Thanks, Sean.
Take
Take care.
Is there anybody who has a story they want to share? This might not be ideal here. We're losing people, but man, because some people didn't get a chance to tell their second story, right?
You may have prepared your second one, right? So-
Now they might want to hold on to that story if it's real gold for the next one, but it's up to them.
Yeah, actually, Sean, can you explain what that is? Because I think
Yeah.
I know what Anu's story was going to be, and it was kick-ass.
Yep.
Are people like that going to get a chance to tell
Here's
it?
what I'm thinking.
People
Here-
like that.
People.
What was that?
When you say people like that, what do you mean? Because I don't play a race card here ever.
But I do like on the regular.
So that's
And
where
he's
we have
talking to an Indian sister, so he's okay.
This is where the rubber meets the road as I'm dealing with somebody who is not.
The rubber meets the road, which meets the cow, which is blocking traffic. So tell us.
What I want to do is invite.
What do you mean?
everybody-
But like, will she get a chance to tell her story at a future? Like, definitely, right? Or did you mean something else?
I don't know. I can share for a moment, if I may.
What? Oh, you knew what the question
Does
was?
everyone agree that Adi's coloring the yellow, the orange, not his skin? That would be weird, but just the lighting is really good.
Good.
Yeah, no, it makes him
It's very
almost.
sepia. I don't know if I like it. I just want like.
I think it works really well, and I want to hear what others think. I think it looks really, really good. If you can you smile and show bottom teeth as well, just so we get a real off. Yep, good.
I think this is where I sign off for we're doing the teeth thing. So
Yeah, Sharon, thank you.
bye, you guys.
Bye.
Andre, what I'll do is I'll let everybody know, anybody who's not, who's whether they've done this at all or not, and they haven't gone on to a second round, it'll be like a wild card thing. Probably don't pay any money, don't win any money. and however many spots are open, and in part that's contingent on people's schedules and if they're free, those people that have already done second rounds. But it'll probably be like 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 spots. And we'll just have everybody come. We'll have a fair system of voting. And so Anu and whoever else, I'm not going to name names here because it's awkward. You know who you are.
You can't pronounce.
You know who you are if you're almost good enough. It's not the first time in your life you've dealt with rejection or failure.
Wow. Wow.
Am I right?
That
Wow.
was,
Getting
yeah,
weird.
it's all story fuel, as we call it.
You get better with this by all.